I'm joined by Ahmaud Arbery's mother, Wanda Cooper Jones, and her attorney, Lee Merritt. Wanda and Lee, thank you so much. Wanda, our hearts continue to go out to you. But I was struck by some of the comments that you made earlier today. When you walked out of court today, you said that back in 2020, you never thought this day would come. Today, your son's killers were brought to justice. What does that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means that my prayers has been answered. Early in the case, back in 2020, it was 74 days without an arrest. And we finally was able to go through a lengthy trial and get justice for Ahmaud. The day was a very good day.
And Wanda, what went through your mind when you heard the judge say guilty for the very first time? I can't imagine the relief, what you were feeling at that moment.
Again, we waited 74 days without an arrest. If I'm on arrest, we went to indictments. And to hear that the accused murderers were actually found guilty, I mean, that was huge. We finally got the justice for Ahmaud that he deserved back in 2020.
And Lee Merritt, Vice President Kamala Harris released a statement just a short while ago saying that these verdicts send an important message. But she is taking issue with the defense team and some of the comments that they made, some of the horrendous comments they made during this trial. We could put this up on screen. She says, Kamala Harris says, quote, "The defense counsel chose to set a tone that cast the attendance of ministers at the trial as intimidation and dehumanized a young black man with racist tropes. The jury arrived at its verdicts despite these tactics." What do you think, Lee? Is this verdict proof that those racist tropes backfired on the defense? What's your sense of it?
Well, it's certainly a relief to hear Vice President Kamala step in and say, you know, you're not going to continue to talk about black children, black men in this way. What the defense attorney did, it went beyond what we expect in terms of professionalism. Everyone's entitled to a defense. Obviously, their view of the facts are going to be a little different than ours. We even expect a little criminalization of the victim. But to go out of her way to use terms like dirty toenails and to attack Ahmaud personally, knowing that his family was sitting in a courtroom, that was something that got under our skin a bit. And I certainly think that it backfired. We're glad to hear that the jury wasn't going to be fooled by the invitation to make this case about Ahmaud's blackness and some stereotypes about the dangers of being black and male in America.
And Wanda, I was wondering about your thoughts on this.
Regardless of what they said about Ahmaud, how dirty his toenails were, who came out to support this grieving family, at the end of the day, all we wanted was justice for Ahmaud, and that's what we got.
And you've thanked everyone who prayed for this verdict. Can you describe how your faith has carried you through all of this?
Like I said in the very beginning, God has never failed me. He's never failed me. And I knew that he wouldn't begin to fail me now. So I knew that we would get a guilty verdict. I didn't know when, but I knew it would come eventually.
And Lee, I'll be speaking to Martin Luther King III in the next hour. I wonder if you feel, in the words of his father, that the long arc of the moral universe bent just a little more towards justice today. What do you think?
Well, we were certainly inspired to see Reverend Martin Luther King III, president in the courtroom with us, supporting this family, continuing the legacy of his father. You know, the moral arc of the universe is long, and I agree that it does bend towards justice, but it doesn't bend on its own. It takes fighting mothers like the one I'm sitting next to that I have the real honor and privilege to represent. You know, these things don't happen in a vacuum, but it took sleepless nights. It took a lot of time on her knees in prayer, and then she got up and she made it happen. And so, you know, the reason, and it's true for Dr. King as well, the reason his ministry, his career was so successful is because he was supported by black women, mothers who fought to change the United States, and Wanda continues that legacy.
And Wanda, what is your message to other mothers of black children who are watching right now and fearing that their own child may never get justice? And I wonder if you've thought at all about other mothers who have been in your circumstance, who have had young men who were sons killed by police in cases where there wasn't justice. And I just wonder what your thoughts are on that.
Yes, I often think of mothers like Breonna Taylor's mom, Tamika Palmer. We have a Tatiana Jefferson over in Dallas, Texas, that she's getting ready to go into trial. But a lot of these families don't get justice. And my message to those families is to don't give up, keep pushing, keep fighting.
And we're a day before Thanksgiving. Ahmaud will not be with you at the Thanksgiving Day table tomorrow. What thoughts go through your mind when you think about what you'll be experiencing tomorrow on this Thanksgiving? You have to be thankful for justice, but your son will not be there. Can you talk to us about that?
This is the second Thanksgiving that we will be without Ahmaud. But at the same time, this is the first Thanksgiving that we'll have with justice for Ahmaud. So I'm taking tomorrow as a very thankful day, and I give all praises to God.
And what kind of man was he? What should people know about your son?
Ahmaud was love. Ahmaud was a kind young man, and he definitely didn't deserve to lose his life in the way that he did.
And Lee, the defendants who have now been convicted of murder, they are also facing federal hate crime charges. What message does that send? And what do you expect from that trial? Do you still want to see that trial?
We're certainly looking forward to the sentencing phase of this case. Well, our understanding, as explained to us by the prosecutors of Georgia law, is that each of these men are facing life sentences. The rest of their life in prison, we think that's appropriate. We're looking forward to the federal prosecution. We have a trial date for January 20th, where we'll be down in Savannah pursuing these men on hate crime charges. And, injustice is a team sport. And so Jackie Johnson is facing criminal accountability. George Barnhill needs to face criminal accountability. And we're going to do everything that we can in our power to ensure there's accountability across the board.
Should Americans tonight have more faith in our justice system, do you think?
I think that what we witnessed was an anomaly. That's the reason that all the media and the people around the world are stopping to pause and say, oh my God, they got justice in this case. So that's not a good sign that people think that in a case is open and obvious, one that was recorded on a bright Sunday day and just last year, that it was a big question mark. And there was a strong doubt that we would get justice. And so it represents how far we have to go. And of course, getting here wasn't easy, that we had to dig through prosecutors before we landed on someone who was willing to do their job. And so it tells us where we are, but that where we are is not where we ought to be. And so there's still a lot of road ahead of us.
Lee Merritt, Wanda Cooper Jones will take that anomaly tonight. Happy Thanksgiving to you, and our hearts are still with you. Thank you so much for your time.